Hey, happy St. Patty's Day. Hopefully, some of you come on. It is the 17th of March, and this is a video that I'm going to be making if some people come on. I always have this. This is I have to learn how to schedule it ahead of time so you guys know. But I know it's a busy day because a lot of people are doing St. Patty's Day things, hopefully. Anyway, even if you're not have anything to do with Ireland, it's a great day to celebrate. Mm, well, maybe not. Anyway, I'm waiting. Ah, there you go. Alaska, hi. Thank you. Eve, thank you. Hi, Tori. Ooh, cool. You're in another language. I like that. I love having people international. It's really cool. All right, now let me get rid of this thing. Okay. Ooh, from I think the Netherlands, right? Yeah. Okay, that's wonderful. Enjoy it. I know, aren't they the greatest glasses? I found them with John, my old roommate, and we were out in Santa Monica on the what do you call it, promenade. We were walking along, and I said, "We've got to get these glasses. This will be perfect for Scientology video." Hi, hey, hi, Winston. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Bernie. Hi, Jessica. Oh, it's so good to have all of you here. I'm really happy. I love St. Patty's Day. I'm part English, Irish, German, Scottish, and part Welsh. And I always say spiritually, I'm part African and part Latina, and probably Italian too. It's like I get along with all kinds of different cultures. I love them, but African. I mean, I love all their. Like I love bright colors, and I love them. I love the people. Same for all the Latina different cultures. I love those. I mean, I just love their different things that they have that I think are really cool. And it is good to see you from Germany. All right. Scientology hates Germany. And my son fell in love with it. He had a girlfriend in Germany for a while. It's a very he can't say enough about it. I hope I get to go there sometime. I know. You want your glasses back? Just call Elton John wants his glasses back. Okay, so I'm going to start. Here's the deal. I wonder what Miscavige, Scientology, and dollar signs have in common. Exactly. So that's what this is about. Scientology, is it a religion or a cult? How can you tell the difference? All right, so I'm going to tell you from my viewpoint. Here's how you tell the difference. Tonight, they're having L. Ron Hubbard's birthday party in Clearwater, right? And it turns out, guess what? They're selling, which I have predicted forever. Okay, first of all, before I tell you, years ago, L. Ron Hubbard, I got in Scientology in 1969, and I was in it for 30 years. I escaped out in 2000, and I wasn't going to speak out, but guess what? They kept picking on me, so, okay, I started speaking out. Wait, I'm going to take my glasses off for a little while. I'll put them on periodically. But anyway, okay, so I get in Scientology, and one of the things in Scientology is never, ever change anything unless L. Ron Hubbard changed it. That was it. Those are the policies. It's keeping Scientology working, and it's a really big deal. Happy St. Patty's Day! I know, from Colorado. I love that. I love that different people are celebrating it. I do, and you don't have to be Irish to celebrate it. Anyway, we're all part Irish. You just have to be because they're fun. So thank you. I'm glad you guys came on. DOA, all right, my man. I'm so happy that you're doing well. He is kick ass. I really love DOA. He really helped me a ton. He put on this Cash app and what's the other one? DOA, tell me what it is. PayPal. And you can, for years, people have said, I'd like to, donate some money to you because I've been speaking out for 24 years because Scientology kept picking on me. But Anyway, he finally set it up, and I thank everyone who sent me some money. It was just wonderful. And some people I can't thank because they have a thing, you can't send them a note. I've tried to send each person a note, but I don't know if I can keep up with that. I mean, it's wild. It's really wild. I mean, I was just shocked. So anyway, there you go on that. And DOA, I really thank you. He spent hours with me on my computer just because my computer is so old. And anyway, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But he spent a long time with me, like 4 or 5 hours with me on this computer. And to quote him, for him, he was overwhelmed. And he knows computers. He was just like, this is too weird. So I am going to get my channel monetized, and DOA is going to help me. I hope. We'll keep our fingers crossed. But I am eventually. But it's just, all of it's kind of an evolution. And if you're new to this is brand new to me. So I'm just trying to learn how to do different things. And different things he's taught me. Some of it's working, some of it's not. DOA is blushing. He should be. He's a cutie. And all these people are in love with him anyway. It turns out he's got a whole fan group. So that's fine. Anyway, to get back to, is it a religion or a cult? How can you tell? How can you tell the difference? Okay, so originally, Hubbard for years had a thing, you can never change anything. And I'm talking about, you can't change a word. You can't change a symbol. You can't change anything. You can't change the design, nothing. It all had to go through L. Ron Hubbard and be approved, right? So that's for years. So I'm like, no, they can't change anything. And someone asked me, and I found it. Wait. This is my original Dianetics book that my friend gave me. Dianetics, Modern Science of Mental Health. He gave that to me in 1969. And look at me. And then I put my name in it when I started teaching Dianetic Book 1 seminars, Tori Bazazian. What was it? Oh, that was my old phone number. Oh, how funny. God. Anyway, it's an old book. It's kind of an original book. Let me see. Let me just check and see if it has when it was published. I mean, it probably does. 1950. Hardback. Yep. Well, I think, no, this one, by the time it was printed, it was this was the 27th printing. It was 1976. So not totally original, but it looks like it. They changed anything. So that's the point. They weren't going to change anything, but then Hubbard died, Miscavige took over, and all of a sudden, I think it was in the early 2000s, they came out with the basics. And I knew about this, A, because it was online and people were talking about it, B, because somebody gave me a whole set of these basic books, and I was like, what am I going to do with them? But then I thought, well, I might make a video about them at some point, and I will, but anyway, he changed all the books. So they were just the books at the time. But I had been working as a volunteer with OSA, and they had told me our number one goal is to be thought of as a real religion, right? That's a big thing. Okay, so a little difficult when this ends up coming in, for OT3. But anyway, that's what they want, and people believe all kinds of weird things. So it could have worked if they weren't doing their abusive stuff, but they are doing their abusive stuff. So Miscavige takes over, starts the basics, redoes all the books. And I'm not saying they're bad, because the original books were these really skinny little books with super tiny printing, and they were hard to read. So it was better, but it's totally against keeping Scientology working, right? Excuse me. So I said, you know what, this he can say it's so that the basic books look better, but the truth is they've got to get out those quotes that L. Ron Hubbard has said, calling people names and different nationalities, putting them down. And I'm not even going to say the stuff he said. Thank you, Carrie Ann. You guys are great. You're really wonderful. So anyway, I forgot where I was. I'll remember it. But someone, if you're in the chat and you remember it, just tell me one word. Like DOA said, you just need one word and then you're back. Anyway, I was talking about the basic books. Okay, I remembered it myself. So anyway, he changes the books, and I say online, and this was way back in 2000, in the early 2000s, or whenever he changed the books. I don't remember the date. You could Google it. But whenever the basic books came out, the new basic books, I said, this is because they have to get some of these quotes out from Hubbard, or they will never be thought of as a real religion. Now, this is this is this is what I started out with, and this is true. This is Scientology. That is it. L. Ron Hubbard said in the late 40s, if you want to make money, start a religion. And here we are. That's it. That is all it is. So there you go on that. So now I say, you know what? It's too hard to talk and look through those glasses. Anyway, I say, you know what? Miscavige is coming out with these books, so he's going to test and see if it's okay for the public and the Sea Org to go along with him changing the tech. That was my theory. It was just like a test, right, to see. And they might have had an uproar, and that would have been it. It would have been okay, wrong idea. We're not doing it, right? But that didn't happen. Everybody bought the basic books. They went right along with it, right? And I thought, bingo, that's what he wants, because then he can strip off all the shit out of the green and red volumes that have all these horrible quotes from Hubbard. And I'm not going to say them on video because they're just really creepy. But just think of really creepy things. That's what he said. And they're not religious by any means, right? Yeah. It's very religious to attack all the time. I'm not attacking all the time. I am not attacking their religion. They can do whatever they want if they believe in it. I'm exposing the abuses of Scientology. And those are human rights abuses, in my opinion. And I lived through it for 30 years. And they are. It's a con. It's a scam. And yeah, I'm going to. And I know people go, oh, you shouldn't pick on Scientology. You know what? This is what they believe in. This is what you pay your money for. And like I say all the time, it's like a triangle. So you only find out about old Xenu at the very top of the triangle. You've already forked out tons of money by the time you get to OT3. And that's when you find out about Xenu. So back to the books. And if you're upset, if you think I'm attacking all the time, okay, I'm not. I'm trying to educate people, and I have educated people, and I've kept tons of people out of the Church of Scientology for that reason. And tons of people have saved millions of dollars, not wasting it on Scientology, because Hubbard stole all the information. All the Scientology stuff is not his. He didn't originate it. He just repackaged it. He found good stuff that is good stuff, repackaged it, said it's his, and there you go, and sold it. I mean, Dianetics, I think, is the only thing that's really one of the awful things that he did, because it's very confusing. And that's why I have see all these little things? That's because I used to put on book one seminars. This is called book one. This is their first, wait. It's their first book. So it's called book one. And I used to put on book one seminars. And that's a whole different thing. And I'll tell you about it another time. But just to finish this, so L. Ron Hubbard has these creepy things in the green and red volumes. That's what they're called. And I think a couple of years ago, Karen De La Care said to me, they've removed the green and red volumes from all the orgs. And I said, oh, no way. You're kidding. So she gave me the phone number for Bridge. I called them up. I said, I want to buy the green and red volumes. They said, well, have you done the golden age of tech? And I said, yeah. Because I lived through the original golden age of tech while I was on OT7. Complete scam, utter scam, did not work, period. So I said, yeah. And so I said, I want to buy these green and red volumes. And she goes, well, I said, are they really out of all the orgs now? And she goes, yeah. And I said, well, what about the auditors? What if they need, references, or the managers? What's the deal? And she said, well, we've got a few printed out copies where the auditors are. It was very fishy. So I thought something's coming up. And sure enough, tonight, what do you know is happening in the Church of Scientology? Get out your checkbooks, honey, because we got to buy the red and green volumes, and that's going to be a lot of money. And that's Scientology. They are constantly scamming you one way or the other. And he will make it like, oh, this is the greatest thing on earth. We've got the brand new, tech volumes, which are the red volumes, and management series, which is the green volumes. It's going to sound like, oh, wow, we got a new thing. You know what I mean? But for any Scientologists who see this, just think about it. You can never, ever. That's what L. Ron Hubbard said. Never change the tech. Never. And here he is. You'll see all, and I've got them. I've got the old ones, so I can dig them out and look at old quotes. They're online anyway. People have already posted stuff that Hubbard has said. That's really, really creepy. So, but because he said, if you want to make money, start a religion. So he's got. Someone said, Tori, you can sell ice to an Eskimo with those glasses. People have said that to me all the time. My mother-in-law used to say that, you know what? You could sell ice to somebody in the desert, and I can if I believe in something. I really can. I've sold a lot of things. I was very successful in sales. That's mainly what I did most of my life was sales, because I got into Scientology to be an auditor, which is like a counselor. But I realized that doesn't make any money. I mean, there may be a few people out there making money, but mostly it doesn't. And so I got into sales and I was good at it, and I just went from one thing to the next. And anyway, that's what I did. I do use props. Anyway, so how can you tell if it's a religion or a cult? Okay, so a religion, first of all, they believe in things. They have beliefs. Scientology does not have beliefs. They have the tech. They have written material from L. Ron Hubbard. They don't believe in God. Now, many Scientologists, myself included, I still do believe there's higher powers. I don't know. It's a big maybe. I'd say I'm probably an agnostic where I'm not sure. I think so. I kind of think so. I do. I'm not really an agnostic because that's not true. But I know a lot of people who are. And but I believe in God. I do not God, because I've always had a hard time with God because I was raised a Catholic. And this priest would always say, Jesus Christ died for your sins. And I remember sitting there as a little kid and just thinking, if there is a God, I don't think he would talk to me that way. I just don't. Someone that is so wonderful and creates all these wonderful things in nature and mankind and, just creativity and everything else. He couldn't possibly be as nasty as you are thinking about this priest, right? So that was it for me. I quit the Catholic Church and that was it. But I've always kind of believed in a higher power. I mean, I really have. But I have a lot of atheist friends, so they're like, I don't. But some of them are really funny too because they were raised Catholic, so it's just sort of built in with you. But anyway, in Scientology, they don't. They don't have any belief at all. Hubbard, you don't find out till OT3, which is way at the top little triangle, that what he really believed in was this guy named Xenu, Xenu. I say go to Xenu.net. That's Andreas's site. Andreas just passed away this year, but I say go to Xenu.net and read as much as you can while you can, because I don't know how long the site's going to stay up. But he has amazing information in it. He started it in the 90s, he's a computer geek, so he just started poking around the net, finding out there was all kinds of shit, put it all on this website and just kept building it. And now it is fabulous. And I say read it now. If you can't, print stuff out, because there is really factual, amazing stuff that is on that site. But anyway, you find out at OT3 that's 75 million years ago there was this evil warlord named Xenu, and you're thinking, are you kidding me? And most people I know had the same thought. Seriously, this is the great thing that's going to help me with epilepsy? But see, for me, I thought, well, the doctors don't know what causes seizures, so maybe this is it. And at the time, I'd gone back on my medicine, thank God, because of my mother. I've told that story. But so I wasn't having seizures, but I still have quote unquote epilepsy. And so I thought, well, maybe this is it. So there you go. That's how I did it. What's a Scientology funeral like? Okay, they don't have them. Mostly they don't have them. They just sweep people under the rug. They never even say they died. If they do have a funeral, it's Hubbard's written, you know, thanks for everything you've done. Everyone say goodbye to Joe. Bye, Joe. That's it. That's their big funeral. They're not religious. You see what I mean? So they can say they're a religion because they're under they have that title, but they charge for everything. You have to now pay to say you're a Scientologist. You have to join the IAS, which is the International Association of Scientologists. You have to pay to say you're a Scientologist, right? So that's a little bit of a business right there. And Miscavige takes in millions of dollars with the IAS and will tonight. Because think of it again. Everybody's got to buy the green and red volumes. These are the brand new. Wait a second. Let's get this straight. These are the brand new red and green volumes. And everyone has to buy them. Now, this is how it used to go down. We were at the Shrine Auditorium downtown, and you would see the event. It was totally great. They'd always have something that you had to buy. Then by the end, they would have wall-to-wall Scientologists. So you couldn't get out the front door. I mean, just imagine all the way along here, wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder. You couldn't get out. So you have to go into the next little hall that they have. And in there are all the regs, which are people asking for money, saying, Tori, did you buy the new green and red volumes yet? And you go, no. And they go, okay, well, you have to get them tonight. That's just, no one's leaving without buying them. And, you're just thinking, come on. And so my husband and I don't care if it gets him in trouble because my ex-husband, he's still remarried. But we used to say, ahead of time, no, we already bought them. We bought them ahead of time. Because we just got sick of being sold all this shit. We bought so much stuff. It was just unbelievable. So anyway, that was that. But you think religion or cult? Now a cult you can't get out of, which Scientology you can't get out of. A cult, they don't have free speech, which is the same in Scientology. They say they have free speech, they sell free speech, but are they really free? No. They have very strict things you can say and can't say. You can't say anything bad about the tech. Let's say you go to the event tonight and you go, wait a second. They're going to sell us the green volumes again, the red and green volumes. I don't want to buy that. I really don't. Can you say that to the friend next to you or your husband or your wife or your kids? No. If you do, someone's going to write up a little knowledge report on you and you're going to end up in ethics. And they're going to go, okay, DOA, you obviously are in doubt. So we need to handle this. And then they go through their whole ethics thing, which is another different video. But the point is, okay, so you can't leave. They don't have free speech. They break up families. They have disconnection, which other cults do too. Where Scientology is the worst though. When I left, experts that study cults flew in to interview me. And they said, just so you know, the worst two cults are the Moonies and the Church of Scientology. And I said, really? Why? And they said, because they build in these traps where you can't talk to anyone. So you can't wake up. You can't realize this is just a scam, because you can't talk to anyone, right? So they don't have free speech. They break up families. They stop you from ever leaving. I mean, you can, just so you know. I think I need a good auditing. DOA. Yeah. You can come over. I'll audit you. I'll do book 1 with you. Yeah. Okay, so here you go. See, I shouldn't read those comments because that's what happens to me. I get off on it and then I'm like, all right, let's see. Serge is a great, I think they meant Serge is a great auditor. Anyway, good to know. Okay, so, Serge is going to audit him. All right, that's okay. I can audit him too. and he'd probably have less. I don't know. I don't know Serge. I haven't met him, so go with Serge. That's good because I don't really do auditing. I did do auditing, but I was on staff as an auditor. But anyway, that's fine. Now I forgot where I was. Where was I? Does it just joining? Okay, that you said that mind control specialist had interviewed me. Thank you very much, Chief. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's right. These guys had flown in 2000 and said, Scientology is the worst cult and the Moonies, right? So, and the other thing they pointed out to me is a big thing that people think people that get into cults are stupid. And they said that's a completely false thing. We've studied many, many ex-cult members, and most of them are really smart. They're actually higher IQ than the average person. That's why they got in the cult, because they thought, hey, this will be higher, different, better, more important than anything else. And that was how Scientology was. It was like a world without crime and without, I can't remember the whole quote, but it sounded good. And then they were going to clear planet Earth. And I was like, okay, yeah, then everybody will be without pain and without somatics and they'll have a perfect memory. You could tell that worked with me. I'm OT7. It's the highest is OT8. I'm OT7. But that's from seizures. That's all that is. My neurologist told me that recently. He said seizures directly affect your memory, directly. So he said everyone in this office has a bad memory if they have seizures because it directly affects it. And Scientology took me off my medicine, and I might say it 8,000 times, and I'm sorry if I do. But you know what? I want people to know because it's medical abuse, and that's what they do. That's another one of the things in a cult. It's a fraud. That's how cults are. They're just a flat out fraud. And there's usually one guy. It's not God. It's one guy that's running the show, just like David Miscavige. He's not God. He's not anywhere near God. I remember when, what's that guy's name? I forget the guy. He was really mad at the BBC guy. And he said, you're putting down my faith. And I got on the internet and I said, his faith in what? In David Miscavige? That's his faith? They don't have faith. They can't even conceive of faith. This is what they have. They're always worrying about making more money and more money and more money. Why? Because like tonight, it's going to be thousands of dollars for you to buy more phony books that don't really work. And now Miscavige has stripped out the things that originally were Scientology that are bad. So now it's a real religion. No, you're not. You know what? You proved it a few days ago when the Aftermath and Phil Jones put up this billboard. This was it. This was a billboard. And you know what? They had it blocked. I had lunch with them. We went down there. It's 15 minutes away. We get there, they've already got a crane in front of the phone number. So you can't really read the phone number, right? And then the next day, they take it down. They pressured the company and they take down, the whole thing's gone. That is not a real religion. No. Thank you very much. And I always say it. You know what? Scientology always proves that what we say is true. Like it's a cult. Okay, they do shit like that. That's culty. It's very weird. A religion wouldn't. It's like you're welcome to come in, you're welcome to leave. That's a religion. A real religion doesn't have that. Oh, no. You got to come in here. And it's secret. They always have secrets. Cults always have secrets. As soon as I hear secrets, I'm like, I'm out. That's it. Because I don't trust secrets because Scientology was always pitching it's secret. You'll find out about it when you get to the next level and the next level and the next level. It's like, oh, yeah. Anyway, all right. So there you go. There's more, but it's basically you can see that it's not really a religion. A religion is caring. They have compassion. They do things for the community. Do you know what I mean? Scientology says they do, but they don't do shit. They used to send me out. Let's say there was an earthquake, and this is a true story. They had an earthquake. They sent me out. They did we're going to do a clothes drive for all the people that lost their homes. And so everybody brings in clothes, and now they call me up, Tori, can you come over? We need you to help out. Okay. So I'm always for homeless, helping them and stuff like that. So they give me all these clothes, and I go out to these different, I go out to these different, what are they, like parks, and people are there homeless now because of the earthquake in Northridge, and they say, they give me way to happiness booklets to go along with it. So everyone that's Latina that's out there was very nice. That's the other reason why I say I'm part Latina, part African, because those two cultures are very kind most of the time. I mean, they may have their darker sides like any culture, but for me, I found I used to sell jewelry all around town, and those guys were really nice. They would at least talk to me. Whereas people like, white people, there's no soliciting. It's like, go fuck yourself. It's just like I told people, don't go to Glendale, don't go to Burbank. They won't let you sell anywhere. Whereas you go out to Inglewood, they're like, hey, come on in, let's see what you have. They're really cool. So anyway, I'm giving out these way to happiness and some clothes and everything else. And I get to, all the other cultures are like, thank you very much. I get to this white lady who's sitting, by a tree. And I say, do you need any clothes or a blanket or anything? And she goes, no, I don't need anything. And I go, really? Didn't you just lose your home? I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. I'm like, ugh. Just not that every white person is that way. I don't mean that, because that's not true either. But I'm just saying it was just interesting how all the other cultures, they were at least appreciative to get a blanket and, a shirt or whatever, a sweater, something warm. And this lady was just a hag. But, and I know one time I said that I gave a speech and I said, these ladies were hags. And this lady wrote me a note. She said, please don't call older people hags. I'm an older person. My brothers used to call, witchy people hags. So I grew up with that they're hags, and it kind of is the way they are. But for any kind of culture, if you're haggy, that's the way you are. It's like, I forget the name they call it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I give away those things. I come back to Scientology, and what do they say? Let's think about it. What does Scientology say? Thank you, Tori, for going out there. Did we get any press? Did anyone mention L. Ron Hubbard? Was there anything? It's like they're always thinking of themselves. They're total narcissists. Hubbard was. The tech is kind of designed on it. There's good people in it. Don't get me wrong. There are good people in Scientology, a lot of good people, but there's also a lot of creepy people because of the DOS stuff. Okay, so anyway, I better read your notes because it looks like DOA has taken over my entire chat thing. Let me see. Everybody that I look at, they're mentioning. So I better let me answer some questions first. All right, so we're gonna go up. Hello, Maya, Lexi, Barry from Texas. All right, happy St. Patty's Day. That's right. That's why I was doing the video, because it's St. Patty's Day today. I think I mentioned that to you in the beginning. Hi, Tori. Nice to see you. Greetings from Germany. All right, that's good. Thank you for the happy St. Patty's Day to all of you. Elton John wants his glasses back. Aren't those the best glasses? Hello from Colorado. I already said that. Why does Scientology hate Germany? Okay, good question. Which is sort of a separate thing I'm going to take up another time, because it's basically because of Ursula Caberta was on their government as a government person getting paid, and her job was to make sure Scientology does not. I mean, if somebody works in a business, they have to say they're a Scientologist. Whereas here in America, they weasel in all the time, all over the place, even in the government, they're there. And they don't say it, so people don't know. I went to city council meetings, and this guy came up to me. He goes, Tori, I'm so happy you're here. I said, thank you. I said, I don't think you're going to be real happy in about 3 seconds when you go back to your table. And he goes back to his table and just gives me this really dirty look, because he didn't know I was declared SP. It's really funny. You love people and cultures. That's great, Tori. I do. I do. I love all kinds of different people. I mean, you can put me anywhere, and it's like my brother, David. We get along. That's just the way it is. Hi from Norway. Oh, Mother Stoneheart. Ooh, enjoy Norway. I miss Andreas all the time. Okay. Greetings from another city in Germany, Munich. I think that's where my son was. I think he was in Berlin. I'm not sure. It's my first live with you, and I already have smashed the like button. Thank you. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. Mind my blues. Okay. Please, if you haven't liked this video, because people are like, who cares? But I care. I care a lot. It really means a lot to me. So I don't even know where to see them, where you see the things. Anyway, to my knowledge, Germany doesn't see it as a religion, right? They know it's a scam. They know, it's they've been through this. You know what I mean? Germany's been through this. It's like, you're not gonna get, Xenu, and you're gonna have to pay for it. I don't think so, pal. Not on our watch. They've already been through a lot of shit. So anyway, it was good. Hugs and loves to all in chat. Nice. That's the same lady that I just talked about. Don't forget to push the like button. Thank you, Janie. DOA, you are making me blush. Ooh, okay. DOA. Oh, DOA is saying you were making me blush. You know you're loved. You know it. Is protesting allowed in Germany? That's the thing the Germans are going to have to answer. I don't know. But their main thing is they have to say they're Scientologists if they are. I doubt if they have protesting, but man, I think they do, because I think Anonymous is there also, and they nail them. Hugs from Toronto. Okay, that's cool. Tori, you saved my love and many others, I'm sure. Thank you. Grrr, I love that. CC, DOA is blushing. We're working on getting YouTube going. We have an error that we couldn't get through. Really? You mean we, meaning you DOA, or me DOA? You and I. I don't know. I hope this works. Anyway, yes, protest is allowed, but no filming. Okay, interesting. Interesting. That is very interesting. That's unusual. I've never heard of that, where you can look at my new earrings. This is from my moderator that I don't think is here today, but she's with her family, so that's okay. But I met her yesterday and she gave me these earrings. Aren't they sweet? They're really pretty. They're really pretty. She has another time when she's on, we'll put her, I think she has a website or something. I know she has stores and stuff on Etsy and stuff. Anyway, she's got beautiful jewelry. Okay, TikTok, David Miscavige, time is on our side. That's right. I always say that. I've said that for probably, I started it after in 2004 or something. But anyway, I've said it for 20 plus years. TikTok, time is on our side. And my point on that was no one would speak out. It was me, Larry Wallersheim, Jerry Armstrong, Arnie Lerma. There were like 4 or 5 people that would say their names, but everybody else, they were all different identities, but they wouldn't say their names until Anonymous showed up in 2008. And then bam, the whole Truman Show cracked open. But in the meantime, I would say that because time is on our side. And I was trying to tell people, you can come out, you can speak, because time is on our side. And if you're listening to this and you're in the church, just walk out. You don't have to stay in Clearwater. You can just walk out of Ruth Eckerd Hall right now and be free. You don't have to buy those stupid books. You don't have to sell those stupid books. Just come on out. There's people that will help you. I mean it. I mean, I've helped people. My friends have helped people. It's like there's thousands of people, way more than you think. I was stunned when I left Scientology. I escaped out. First of all, I thought I was just leaving, but it turned out I escaped out because they chased me across the country. But then to find out how many people were out was just absolutely mind-blowing. It was like, really? I kept saying to Spanky, well, she'd mention a name, and I'd say, well, they're still in, right? And she'd say, hell no, they left 20 years ago. or different friends, I would ask them and they'd say, oh, no, he died. It was just like different things that I didn't know about. And you don't know about when you're in either, because they kind of sweep it under the rug. Like all the people that are out, and you think, well, they must know all these people are out and all the critics and all the never ends and everything. No, they don't. They can't read the internet. So there you go, right there. They can't really look at it. I mean, they might, in this day and age, they might watch this recap of this. But I'm telling you, Scientologists, if you're in, just the L. Ron Hubbard said the way out is the way through, meaning you've got to keep on the bridge, right? But then I realized, what did he do? The way out is the nearest door. Just walk over to it, open the door. There is nothing they can do to you. Nothing. They can yell at you, but they can't physically stop you. They can't. It's against the law. You can pick up the phone and call the police, 911, and you can call the police. Scientology says you can't. That's another built-in. You can never call the police. Bullshit. Call the police. Say, I'm in the cult. I need help. They'll be there. They'll come get you out. I've done this with people with Narconon where they were trapped in it. And, we got the police to go over there. And, one place they were really happy. They went over there, helped them out. The other place, the guy said, well, I don't think we have enough police to go over there. I said, really? Give me your name. Give me your full name. I'm going to write a report on you if you're not over there within a half an hour. My friend is escaping out of a cult, and it's called Narconon, and it's in your area. It's in your city, and I need help. I need police help, and I want you there. And you know what? They went. They went right away because nobody wants to be reported. It's like, okay. We pulled it, but she got us. So there you go. Okay, so all tabbed. Yeah, I know. It's my all tabbed, Dianetics book with, look at all the tabs I had. I was big in tabs in the old days. And remember, I was doing a book one seminar, so I had to be able to, find references for things. Wait, let me show you. This is me. This is Tori. Look at all these different things, all the different pages. I mean, it wouldn't work now because the Dianetics thing is different, but, that's the way I am. I can't remember anything, but I write it down. Someone made a GIF of Tori throwing her. You got to send it to me. DOA. Do you value, utilize any of the teachings today? See, here's the thing you have to know. The good teachings that are in Scientology are good teachings that are in other philosophies, religions, whatever. I'm not really religious, but I believe in other philosophies. I love the book, The Four Agreements. I love that because it's really true. It's based on very true basics that apply to every single person. And that kind of thing. But I wouldn't really say I've tried to get out of the Scientology thinking because I think it's very limited and it's very, mind controlling. So not really. No. The things that I use, I was taught by my parents, early on they were great teachers and they were great models for, good living. So, people always say, God, you're so happy. And I go, well, I had a great mom. She'd say, it's your choice, Tori. We got a great life here, but this isn't it. And I'd go, all right, what is it? And she'd say, every day you wake up, you can decide, is it a good day or a bad day? That's it. And go out and find something that you're grateful for. And she said, gratitude really brings happiness. And it does. It really does. It's really weird, but it does. It's so simple. But, a lot of simple things like love is a very simple thing. But boy, people get so snarled up in all the hatred and anger and this and that. Switch your, it's like switching channels. Switch the channel. Go back to love. Think of when you were happy. Were you happy being really angry? Not really. Were you happy loving someone or loving an animal or loving trees or, just things that you have appreciation for that you really are happy you're around or near or here? Going and hearing someone talk, that's really cool. there's a lot of cool things that you can love. All right, so Matthew says Scientology isn't. Now wait, I think I can show these. I forgot this. Sorry about that, DOA. Scientology isn't Scientology anymore. The moment Miscavige started changing stuff, it became Miscavige. Okay, all right, probably true. I yeah. I mean, it wasn't really. You just have to know. Um, it's based on a lot of things that were stolen from other things, and Hubbard was good at repackaging and marketing. That's my thing. Okay, I made it live. Congratulations, Lola Twinkle. All right, there you go. She's saying hi to everyone, and a lot of people are saying hi to everyone. So you guys are wonderful, really. All right, now he says this is hilarious. Where's the GIF? Is it a Discord server or elsewhere? Yeah, put it on here. Let's see it with me. I want to see it. Tori, excellent to see you. You're always a joy. Thank you. Okay, thank you for your hearts. Thank you for your kindness. Hey, baddie queen. Okay, you guys are great. All right, now, yeah, exactly. False accusations are Scientology's meat and potatoes. Exactly. And let's not forget what the real religion of Scientology is this. That's it. If you want to start a religion, if you want to make money, start a religion. That's L. Ron Hubbard. Quote. And that's them every day. Tonight, they're going to be ripping off hundreds of people that go to that event saying they have to buy the new green and red volumes because they're so much better. Come on. Come on, Scientology. I mean, Scientologists, I want to say, snap out of it. It's shocking to me that they stay and that they believe it. Okay, now let's see, what's this? We had this quote on a poster outside CFS Times Square today. Okay, what's the poster? Okay, smooth. I'll look for it. I don't see it, but I'm glad you had something out there. It's very religious to it. Oh, it's very religious. It's very religious to attack all the time. Whatever. Anyway, I spent years arguing with people about religion, attacking our religion. Before Leah and Mike did their big long show interviewing these kids and showing how gross it was. And I finally just thought, okay, fine, you can believe whatever you want. I know they don't have any belief system. I know they don't believe in God. I know Hubbard was against Jesus and churches and, really anything good. They never do anything compassionate, even though they've got their human rights organization. That's full of shit. If they had human rights, they would let people talk to whoever they wanted to. They would reconnect the families that are broken up. They would reconnect the children with their parents and the parents with their children. They would give back all the money that they owe us per policy. L. Ron Hubbard, and they probably, I bet you anything, they wiped that out of the green volumes. L. Ron Hubbard said, if they want their money back, give them their money back. Just get rid of them. That's what he said. Okay, fine. We want our money back. Would Miscavige give it back? Hell no. That's because he's a dick. He is, and he's not a good one either. Okay, Tom Cruise said, show me the money, right? Exactly. Isn't it amazing that he made those movies and didn't wake up with that? I mean, to me, The Firm, he made The Firm. If any of you have seen that, it's like, oh my God, it's 100% Scientology. And I just think he made that, he started it, and he didn't connect any dots on that. Now, in all fairness, I think that he and John Travolta and other people, they may have connected the dots, but what do they give a shit? They're stars. They are stars anyway because they're celebrities, right? But celebrity takes a lot of work to stay at the top. And I think being Scientologist is an extra layer of greatness for them because wherever they go, they are number one with Scientology. Now, it's really not that much anymore. You and I know There's not that many people, but they think there are. There's Miscavige tonight going, 8 million people. Really? Well, look around the hall. How many are there now? There's certainly not as many as there used to be. It's a scam. Okay, so let's see. Kendrick Moxon. What is this? Kendrick Moxon bribes judges about $15 million a year. He embezzles. He doesn't give all of it to the judges. I wouldn't be surprised at that. He's a real creepy guy. I'll tell you another story another time about him. Really skeep. He put another anonymous kid in prison. I told him, I said, don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. And he took him behind a building, and the next thing we knew, no, I don't think he was put in prison. Another kid was put in prison, but he left anonymous. That was it. Whatever Moxon said to him, that was it. He probably said, either get the hell out of here or I'll put you in prison. And that kid was gone. Smash the like button. Thank you, Muddles. I like that name. Okay. Let's see what this is. Love how you tell it like it is, Tori. We have missed you so much, dear. Thank you, girl. Roar. I miss you guys too. Okay, now what is this? I need them, not you. Okay. It's a simple argument. Religion is free. There you go. That is perfect, Matthew. Perfect. It's a simple argument. Religion is free. True. I mean, yes, everybody goes, well, the Catholic Church makes tons of money. Okay, but those are honest donations that people give. It's not like you will be, patron meritorious with blah, 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 and here's your giant certificate for giving all this money. It's like, I loved that, what was it, Gay Rabisi, I think, threw her IAS shit in the garbage, and some anonymous guys found it. She's still in, but I think she's in because one of the family, they have a big family that are in, and I think probably a couple of them are still in, so they're staying in. But I made a message to the Rabisi saying, come on out. And she was married to Al Rabisi originally. She isn't anymore. But it was very funny that they found her IAS stuff in the trash. Because you have to know Scientology, that's like in the Catholic Church, it's like a mortal sin. You would never throw away you would never, I couldn't even imagine thinking of throwing my certificates away. It's really funny. Okay. God, I can't read that. It seems to me it went with the... Okay, let's see. It seems to me Miscavige went with the rearranging of Hubbard's works on his own, and that alone reeks of hypocrisy on Miscavige's part. You can't change the materials, but I can. Very true. I do think Hubbard was a hypocrite also, though. I do. Because, if you look at the materials, that was a shock for me. And these were L. Ron Hubbard's materials. But everything, if you really study it, there's the black side and the white side. And Hubbard made policies for every situation. So you want your money back, give them their fucking money back, get rid of them. You want your money back? Hi, come on in. We can help you. I don't think you want to get your money back. We can help. We'll help you. Anyway, he had stuff for every single thing on both sides of it. So he had a little bit of that going too. But I agree with you. It got way worse with Miscavige. I'll tell you the worst thing that happened with Miscavige for me. I got in because I have epilepsy immediately as soon as I was in the Sea Org in 72. And I ran out of my medicine. So they said, okay, you got to go to the MLO, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they decided I'm PTS. I'm a potential trouble source. Now, back in those days, they had, from this side, they had all kinds, you had to go to ethics, and they had all kinds of different things that you could do, right? Before you ever disconnected. You had to do each one of these steps, right? And one of them was good roads and fair weather, which I did with my mother. I wasn't going to disconnect from her. So I said, okay, I'll do the good roads and fair weather. And it worked. It worked so well. Well, anyway, I'll tell you more about it later. That's another thing. But the point is, Hubbard had things like that where it did have some compassion to it. It was like before you disconnect from someone, do the good roads fair weather and see if you can patch it up. And at the worst, disconnect from them. Miscavige now has, you're declared. You're declared. I mean, I got this. It was like, boom, you're declared. They did nothing. All those things that I said are the all this is my SP declare. That's why I show it. I show it all the time because it's from the fucking Church of Scientology. And yes, I laminated it because I knew they'd sneak in my house and steal it and burn it. And it was like, you're not getting this one. And I always, never mind. I'm not telling you anymore. That's just the way it is. I have my SP declare. Okay, so, and some other people have it too. So I have copies in safe places. Okay, revoke the LRH copyrights. That's a good idea. That's good thinking. Doug Kramer would be so happy to see you back. And I know he and I had set up to do an interview. Thank you for that, Gerror. And then he passed away. It was like the three really dear people to me. Andreas passed away, which was awful. I knew it was coming, but it was still awful this year. And then Mark Plummer, both of them always had my backs, always. And then Doug, so it was like all three of them. It was really sad. Okay, so now what are you guys laughing at? I don't know what you're laughing at, but you're laughing. Okay. They believe they're doing good in spite of everything. They do. That's the truth. They really do, despite all the shit. They do believe they're. You like the glasses. Okay, so you guys are laughing. Okay, let's see who this is. Tori Magoo 44, I love you. You're the only person that I've ever heard admit that LRH Scientology was all plagiarized. Really? I'm the only person? God. Well, Jesse has for sure. Jesse Prince, because he helped run the church. And he wrote a book called Expert Witness. And believe me, Jesse knows. He's the one who helped teach me some of the stuff that I got to tell you. That's another one. Remind me to tell you, how did David Miscavige take over? Because Jesse taught it to me. Okay, Tori, you can sell. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. And this person loves my glasses. Thank you. I do too. I mean, they're so perfect, aren't they? Okay, so OT7 is false. On OT7, they run OT2 and 3. Oh, anyway, it's all a bunch of bullshit. But yeah, definitely. Okay, this is this person's view on that. There you go. Clear stimulates the crap out of them. Okay. I mean, to me, it's just a giant scam. It's an endless grift. Yeah, this is good. It's an endless grift. What does it say? And buy that, and oh, look at the shiny new thing. That's right. So tonight, they're going to have the shiny new thing, the new green and red volumes. Again, if you happen to be listening to this and you're in the Church of Scientology, do not spend another dime with them. It's a scam. It's a con. Believe me, David Miscavige will come up with another updated. That's all I have with the e-meter all the time. It's like, oh, we have a new e-meter and it's much more sensitive. You have to get it. And, you're there. Okay, we'll get it. It started out, I think I have a wooden one. It was like, I think $500. And that felt like $1 million at the time. Now they're like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. They got these big fancy, there's nothing, there's nothing different, really. I mean, they could say, oh, it's more sensitive. Not really. If it was, they wouldn't be saying, you know what, Tori, you need to go out and eat. That's because it doesn't work. So they'd send me out to eat. That's how I gained my 100 pounds, which I have lost and kept off for 14 years now. Thank you very much. I've never heard a storyteller. Oh, that's in honor of my grandfather. He was a great storyteller. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. That's my grandfather and my dad. They both were really good storytellers. So I'm blessed with that. I grew up with that. Thank you. New shine, the old crap inside. That's right. This is a perfect definition of these green and red volumes. New and shiny, same old crap. No, the difference is this: it won't be the same old crap. They're going to weed out all the really disgusting stuff that Hubbard said that makes them prove they're not a religion. Now they can say we're a real religion. I'll bet you anything they now have the Church of Scientology instead of the orgs. Go down to the org. No, no, no. Now go down to the Church of Scientology. Bill Yachty used to work at the Enhancement Center in the Valley. What was the Enhancement Center? It was for celebrities. That's what it originally was. Miscavige took over. He goes, all right, that's it. Done. The Enhancement Center is over. Every celebrity has to go to Celebrity Center. And now the Enhancement Center is the Church of Scientology, Sherman Oaks. So if any of you want to go by there, if you live in LA, go by and ask say you want to talk to Bill Yachty. And then if you do get to, say, why won't you talk to Tori? She'll talk to you. Why won't you talk to her? I mean, I don't get it. And just I would really appreciate that, because he should be held accountable. Do you see what I mean? He's the one who got me into opening all those phony accounts that are still going, divide and conquer, distract off of Scientology, all that shit. That was Yachty, right? But don't mention that. Just say, why won't you talk to Tori? We're friends with her. We like her. I don't get it. What's up? You sell freedom, but you won't talk to your old friend Tori. What's up? And he'll say, well, she's this and that. And you can say, no, she isn't. She isn't. She's telling things about her experiences, and she has a right to do that per the Constitution, believe it or not. I almost went back just to have friends in the community. Oh, you have a friends and community right here. You can come here. I'm gonna be on all the time, and I'm gonna be thinking about you, because I don't want people. This is awful. Don't go back. No, that isn't. First of all, as Andreas pointed out, what kind of friends could those be if they're going to leave you because you change your mind? That's what you have to remember. They are not your friends. It might be a community, but it's only a community based on how good you are, how much money you're giving, how upset you are. Well, you really need to join the Sea Org. Go listen to some of these stories. No, good Lord. You get out, you're out. That's it. Oh, how funny. Those sets are going to be mandatory. Yeah, 3,000, probably more. Those poor suckers, they need to tune into Tori. They do, but they can't. You know what I mean? I know Harold would never. He was always kind of afraid of SPs. I think that's why he divorced me, because he was afraid of them. Do you think he uses these expensive books to stand on so he can see over there? Yes, that's a good point. That is a very good point. I bet you're right. Or he's probably on boxes. Okay, so now what does this say? Real religions aren't coy about their doctrines. Exactly. See, a real religion will tell you what they believe. Scientology will not. I mean, they'll tell you what they want you to hear. That's what they'll tell you. And they'll tell you their basic things. But they're not going to tell you, what about these top things? They're not going to tell you about Xenu. They're not. No, 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 no. And even if you say, well, what about Xenu? They'll say, oh, come on. You don't believe everything you read, do you? You're not listening to Tori, are you? Did you know that she's really an undercover CIA agent just trying to cause trouble with our church? I mean, God knows what else they say. That's what they told the public. Physically, I was there. And I called him the next day. I saw how white he was. I said, believe me, they really hate you. This was at Christmas this year, this last Christmas. And I said, believe me, they hate me. They're going to tell you lies about me. And he goes in, locks the door. What religion locks the door? They locked the guy in. This is a brand new public, trying to get $5,000 out of him. I said, don't give it to him. Don't give him a dime. And, just know that this is a scam, right? So he comes back out. He's like kind of white as a sheet. He goes, wow, they really hate you. I said, I know. I told you. I warned you. So the next day I called them just to make sure they didn't get to him, because sometimes they do that. And wait, let me just take this down. But we'd be here to help you too. Yeah, this is for that other person, I think. Yeah, yeah. Everybody try to stay in touch with that person. I hate that you know you feel like you don't have a community. But anyway, this guy, I called him the next day. I said, okay, just out of curiosity, what did they say about me? Because I've heard all their lies. And he said, well, they said you're a deep cover, undercover CIA agent. I laughed. I thought, oh my God, I've been in SP for years, but now I'm a CIA agent. Oh, I know how much they hate the CIA. So wow, I've moved up in the world. Okay, so Valerie Watkins, she's the person who's feeling all alone. So if anybody can send her a little love, that would be a really good thing. Yeah, they're not your friends. That's the reason. That's a good thing. See, this person, this is exactly true. I had the same problem, but then I realized they weren't really friends. They're just using me. It's true. And you know what? Just so you know, Valerie, a lot of people after COVID feel very alone. I call them all the time. So you have to be proactive. You have to get out there. You have to call people. Maybe you haven't called them in 20 years. It doesn't matter. Give them a call. Talk to them. And go meet your neighbors if you don't know your neighbors. And if there's a center, there's different centers around that you can go and join. You have to go out there and do things. That's the thing. That's my thing. People always say, oh, you're so happy. And it's like, because I go out and I do things. I'm going out to dinner with my friend Andrew tonight. It's just, I don't stay in, because it's like, I know that's a route to death. That's the way I feel about it. If you're only staying in, it's like, you got to get out. You got to do both. You can stay in, watch videos, talk on a video like this. I'm happy you guys are here. Please like my video. Please subscribe if you haven't. And if you can, send any donations. I feel so awkward saying that, DOA. You've got to help me with this, because I don't know. It feels really weird to ask people to send donations. But he set it up with the Cash App, and I always forget the name of the other thing. PayPal. Yeah. Anyway, you can use either one of those. They're under For Tori, More About Tori. In there, the links are in there. So anyway, that would be great if you can. It's like $1, $5, $10. I was just amazed at how many people were kind. It really means a lot to me, because I'm trying to get this new phone. I told you, this stupid phone. It's just like that my home phone that I threw across the thing. I mean, that's how I feel about this thing. Drives me nuts. And every IT goes, I don't know how to fix it. It has a thing where every time I change anything, and somebody knew about it in my last video. So I want them to contact me, because maybe they'd know how I could fix it, at least until I get a new phone. But every time I change anything, like if I look at a picture, go back, boom, it's right there, right in front of let's say these are the keyboard, right in front of it is a thing. Oh, you've saved so many megabytes. We just saved you so many megabytes. And so you can't use the last bottom keys. It's really irritating. So then I have to turn off the phone, turn it back on, turn it off, turn it on. Anyway, it's a pain in the ass. Okay, so now let's see who this is. Wise beyond your years, even then. Hi, Tori, loving the channel. Thank you. I'm really happy you guys are a part of it. It really means a big, big deal to me. Xenu L. Ron Hubbard. I don't think so. I wouldn't give him that power. I think he's a weasel, and who knows who Xenu is, but he's a made-up guy. Hubbard was a science fiction writer. I'll tell you a funny story about L. Ron Hubbard. I think I might have said it before, but just in case you guys missed it. Hubbard was big friends, everybody knows, with Jack Parsons and Aleister Crowley, right? L. Ron Hubbard. They were like super close. So now Parsons College they're going to do a play on these guys, on these three men. And I said, hey, let's go to my friend. So we go, and the whole play, first of all, Aleister Crowley is up in this balcony, right? Through the whole thing, he's up in the balcony. And then I meet L. Ron Hubbard. He seems kind of dorky through the whole play. And I meet him at the break, and he's super dorky. And I asked someone, I go, what's the deal with making L. Ron Hubbard's? And I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm out. I'm a critic. I was never a big fan of Hubbard's ever. But I love the people. And so that's what kept me going on it. And sort of the hope, the original hope that, you could clear planet Earth and all this other shit. So, but I never thought of him as a dork. I just never did. And this guy was really dorky, right? And so I said, what's the deal with L. Ron Hubbard? Why? And they said, we all think he's dorky. So did Aleister Crowley and so did Parsons. They thought he was sort of a dork. So that's why we put him that way. And I said, and why is Aleister Crowley up on the ceiling? Because I couldn't get it. And they said, L. Ron Hubbard never talked to Aleister Crowley. And that I didn't know. It turns out he was in another country. So he didn't talk to him. And, this is back when they didn't have YouTube and, they didn't have the internet and Facebook and all these things where people can communicate from long distances. They didn't have that. So anyway, that was their way of showing he's out of communication except written. They stayed in touch with writing. But isn't that funny? He's a dorky. I mean, for you guys, he's probably dorky, an idiot, con man, all that stuff. So it's no big deal. But for us who kind of were in it, and I was never a big fan, but I had to kind of just stay in the background on that because you can't say, look, I think he's an ass, and I kind of did after a while. But I'm loving the props. Thank you. All right, let me put on my props. This is what it's about. Scientology. Religion or cult? How can you tell? So if you have any questions about how can you tell, let me know. And hopefully I can answer them. You're still young at heart. Ah, that's nice. You're still young at heart. The way you look, the way you talk, the language you use, and your laughter. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. I appreciate that. All right. So, hey, Tori, watching from Canada. All right, cool. Tori, what's the Scientology? I already told you that. The thing about death and funerals is really pathetic. It is. I'm going to do a whole different thing on that because that needs to be blown out of the water. Anyway, Tori, you spoke critically about other OT3 people about those texts at that time. Pardon me? Okay, Tori, you spoke critically with other OT3 people about those texts at that time? Hell no. You can't talk about it. No. If you talk about, okay, here's what happened. I'll tell you a true story. I'm on, I think I was on OT5 by then, but I'm in the bathroom of a lady that I'm working with. She's going to the bathroom. I'm just in there talking to her. And I mentioned the word BT. I say it like that, meaning body Thetan, BT. I just say that, but I say it really soft. We're in an apartment. We're in her bathroom. There's no way anybody could hear it. There's nobody else in the apartment. It's she and I. That's it. And she wrote me up. And I was on OT7. That's right. And they threw me off of OT7. I had to go to ethics, put down into, the lowest condition. I had to work all the way up. Then you have to go around and get signatures. Will you accept me back in the group? It's fucking pathetic. And I used to stand with Yachty when he was my friend. And when somebody would say that, a critic, oh, they're pathetic, he'd say, see, they have overts. That's why they're nattering about the tech. No, it isn't. I'm not nattering about the tech. I'm not. It doesn't work. That's a fact. And you're not only an auditor, you're not only a class 8 auditor, which is one of the top, you're also a CS, meaning you go through and see all this shit. You see how many people are unhappy. You know it. I know you know it. So the fact that you're still keeping your head in the sand, I don't get it. I don't. Except, it's probably, I think people get older and then they think, what am I going to do? This is like that lady said, she was almost going to go back because it's her community. It's not their community. It's worse the higher up you get. It's awful. Ugh. Okay, what happens in the chapel in Scientology? Well, they have, they have a few phony things. Basically, they have baptism. What are they baptizing them into? God knows. I don't know. I don't think they even call it baptism, but Spanky would know. But I don't remember it. They have sort of weddings, but not really. They do kind of. They might do them in the chapel, but not really. They like I did. I got married in the Rose Garden at Celebrity Center, and it was just a little short thing. So I don't know. They do a few things, and then now they have the phony Sunday service, I think, but I don't think they have it in the chapel. But anyway, if they do, it's just a phony thing we made up in Clearwater in the 70s, in 1979. And I said, look, you guys want to be a religion, you don't even have a Sunday service. Everybody's on course. That's your religion. But that isn't a religion for other religions. Do you see what I mean? It's like on course doesn't work. It's like you need to have a Sunday service. So we started a Sunday service in Clearwater. And frankly, it was really sweet. Everybody had to bring food and so we could eat afterwards, of course. And whoever the lady was who talked, it was really cool. It was really good. It was just kind of a neat thing that she talked about. But it's gotten, I don't know what they do now. I never went after that, but I don't know what they do. But anyway, I know it's phony and it's just a PR thing. That's it. Okay, so someone's laughing at DOA, but I don't see what he's saying. See? Oh, someone's saying hi to DOA. Okay. All right. That's fair. He deserves to be said hello. Okay, I don't know what that is. It's in another language. Scientology is a trademark held by RTC. Okay, so who gives a shit? Scientologist is a trademark held by RTC. Okay, and RTC is full of shit, so big deal. Who cares? I don't get it. I mean, sorry if I'm like snippy with you because I think you're just trying to make a point that it's a trademark held by RTC, but it sounds very Scientology like. Like, don't say Scientologist because that's trademarked. Okay, come on in. Any day. I'll meet you guys any day. Because I've got your medical abuse that I would love to talk to some other people about. It would be amazing. Okay, so the scam artists, that's it. Period. Thank you very much. How can you tell if they're a religion or a cult? Money. Everything is money. Do you need some shades like Tori's? Yeah, he does. You can get him out at Santa Monica. You were there the other day. You can get him on the promenade. I mean, actually, wherever they sell sunglasses, they usually sell these goofy ones. But he can get them. He should have them for sure because they're really good. Aren't they perfect for Scientology? I mean, I saw them and I thought, oh my God, these are like designed for it. All right, what's this? Let's make sure people don't donate. It's a sponsors in the IAS Freedom Mag. It's the sponsors in this IAS Freedom Mag. Okay, yeah, don't donate. Don't donate anything to Scientology. And don't buy their stupid books. Okay, it's like Amway, which with the buying of things. It's true, it's very multi-level. It's very much like that. All right, here's a question. Let's see. How did the public talk about grief, if at all, between themselves while in Scientology? Well, that's a good question. And remember, Scientology has the Sea Org and public. Okay, a lot of people don't get that because so much has been talked about with people who were born in Scientology or Sea Org. So the public side, people ask me all the time, were you ever in the RPF? And I go, how can I be in the RPF? I'm public. You know what I mean? No, I wasn't on the RPF. But let's see what your question is again. Wait. Okay, how did the public talk about grief at all between themselves? Well, they have their tone scale, right? And grief is one of the tones. And if somebody dies, you're going to be sad. I mean, that's not a bad thing. It's like if you're constantly in grief, then they'll say you need some auditing. You need to go get some auditing because you're sad all the time. And auditing will fix that. That's what they believe. That's it. Okay, now let's say the overt lie that you had the Regis lead you to You blowing course. I never blew course. I never did. The overt lie that you had the Regis lead to you blowing. The overt lie that you had the Regis lead you to blowing course. The overt lie? Maybe you mean lie like it is, that you had the Regis lead you. The Regis didn't lead me to blowing course. Anyway, whatever. I'm not quite sure what you're saying there, but that the Regis didn't lead. First of all, I didn't blow course. I escaped out of Scientology. So no, I didn't blow course. I don't even like the word blow, because blow, I'm a senior sex checker trained at Flag. And blowing, per their definition, is that you have overts and withholds so much that you have to blow, right? I mean, I love Mark Headley. He's got Blown for Good. I like that. I get it. It's okay. But I want you guys to understand Scientology uses that against us. Oh, she blew. No, I didn't. I didn't blow. I left. And they were the ones who chased me across the country. And they are the people that have kept turning me into an activist as of 2 days ago. When they did this, they either are harming me or harming my friends. And either way, I told Scientology, as long as you're breaking up families, which Phil Scott, that's why he put up that, he was part of that billboard. That's why he didn't pay for it. The Aftermath did, but he was part of it. And he's been part of it, trying to get in touch with his daughter and his son. And all he wants people to do is walk around Celebrity Center where his son is and say, Michael Jones, call your mom. That's it. You know, he just wants him to talk to his mother. He's not going to say leave Scientology or anything else. He just wants his kids to talk to him. And so anyway, as long as they're doing breaking up families and stopping free speech, like I said in 2000 in Magoo Dancing in Boston, you'll see me here. That's it. So many ARC breaks within Scientology just saying they can't apply their own philosophy. Yeah. Does anybody not know what an ARC break is? It's a break in a. Hubbard said communication is the universal solvent. It is like a triangle with affinity, reality, and communication, thus ARC, right? And if you ever have an upset, you just have to find which one of those triangle corners is broken, and then up the other ones, and it'll all come together. Now, if that were true, I wouldn't be here, but it isn't. I think I need a good auditing. I would say it, but I'm not going to say it here. You got to come over and I'll tell you. All right. Disconnection, disfellowship, it goes by different names, but it's the exact same insidious family breaking thing. Right. It is. Scientology's worse, though, because they come after you. With the disfellowship, they do break up families, but they don't come after you like Scientology does. They do some really. I'm going to do a thing on Fair Game soon. You said that mind control specialists had interviewed me. Yep, they have. And the question is, anyway, they did. When I first escaped out, they came to interview me and they said, you're the first happy ex-cult member we've ever met. And I said, well, just so you know, I've spent 10 years reading books on self-improvement, philosophy. Then I started looking at religions, anything, because I had massive migraine headaches and I was trying to handle them on OT7 and it wasn't going away. So I started thinking, all right, screw it. I'll start reading these books. Maybe there's some knowledge in there. And it was like, oh my God. And these were books that were like $19.95. I'm paying $7,000 every 12 and a half hours when I'm at Flag, which is every 6 months. Plus flying there, plus accommodations, plus food. It was a fortune. And so, $19.95, I'll buy it. And it was amazing. I think it stripped off a lot of the mind control. Okay, here's DOA saying he was joking. I don't know what you're joking about, but somebody does. Okay, this person says, I was being trained as an auditor. Okay. All right. Watching from Clearwater. Had so much fun last night. Ugh, my sympathies. I don't like Clearwater, but I was there for a long time. Oh, Surge doesn't do auditing anymore. Okay, good. Thank you for letting me know that. Excuse me. Oh, sometimes these frogs just jump in my throat. And I forget to drink water. So I'm glad to hear that because I want to meet Serge. I haven't met him yet, I don't think. I'm kind of bad with people until I spend some time with them, like DOA knows. DOA is so great. He's like, holy shit. Because I really don't know computers. I really don't. And it's kind of amazing that I've gotten as far as I have, as long as I have, knowing as little as I do. But it's fun to have someone that really knows computers see, oh my God, you are amazing. I mean, he was. It was really fun. It was fun to have. Because you can say to someone, oh, I don't know anything about computers. And they go, oh, yeah, me too. But then when you see it like DOA saw it, he's like, holy shit. Okay, so anyway, Mrs. Chief, or Miss Chief, thank you for, Miss Chief, thank you for letting me know that. And Alaska, you're right. They stop free speech and break up families. Correct the mundo. All right, now, did everybody like this video that's here? Please. DOA, you're the king of awesome. All right, I agree with that. I do. He is. He is a very cool guy. The only thing I would say is you need to come over here because there's a couple of things that we have to fix, and I can't call you, I don't think, but you need to call me because I don't know how to call you. Okay, we're looking for something more in life. Yeah, that's right. That's everyone who got in Scientology is pretty much it. And okay, somebody mentioned John Sweeney. Okay, John Sweeney's a friend of mine. He works for the BBC. He's a great guy. Tommy Davis, that's what I was trying to think of. John Sweeney came to Clearwater. This was in, I think it was before Anonymous. It was, I think. But anyway, he came to Clearwater, and they had Tommy Davis out handling him, which was a young kid, And he goes, you're putting down my faith. And that was the first time I ever heard anyone in Scientology in 30 years and probably 40 years now say the word faith. I mean, you never hear it. You never hear it because they don't have any faith. And that's what I pulled up my thing. I was like, Scientology and faith? Faith in what? I mean, I was raised a Catholic. I understand faith, but Scientology, no. So I can't wait to see these green and red volumes because no doubt, see, Hubbard said there's 8 dynamics. And it starts with survival of self, your family, a group, all of mankind, all living things, animals and plants. I forget which one of those it is. It's 5 and 6. And then I think 7 is spirits, the spiritual universe. And 8 is higher power, whatever you believe that to be. Right? But they never talk about it. That's it. That's the mention of God, higher powers, anything in Scientology. That's it. The rest of it's all OT and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all right. Here's the thing where somebody says, Serge did a demo of an auditing session when the second gens went to LA. Liz Gale brought an e-meter to the party. Okay. All right. I think a few people have done examples of an auditing session, but there's all kinds of different auditing sessions because there's all kinds of different levels, right? So they probably showed the e-meter there. And, but you can get into it, but it's, you know what? If you know that it's a scam, excuse me, sorry, and it's basically about money, that's it. Who gives a shit? I mean, you can make any scam look good. I've been in a few of them. And, now I don't anymore, but I was for a while, because you've always got to make money in Scientology, right? Because you got to pay them the money. So you're all Scientologists are into multi-levels and this and that, and, any kind of, how to make money, that you'll find Scientologists there, because they got to keep making money, right? And that's the pathetic thing, is this money that you make, your hard-earned money, where does it go? To David Miscavige. It doesn't go to David Miscavige helping the police. That's a bunch of bullshit. David Miscavige got someone like me back in my day to go talk to the police. You see what I mean? They get a Scientologist to go and say, you know what, we could get you like the Purif. They did this. They did this on 9/11. And I don't know if you guys were alive at 9/11, but 9/11, we're watching it. I'm on the internet. We're watching it. It was awful. It was horrible. And so the next day we're on the internet, and Bush comes out and he says, look, anybody who needs mental help, we can help them. And up comes the Dianetic hotline. And I say online, that's the Dianetic hotline. So we all call the TV station, and they quickly take it off. But that's how sleazy they are. They're for mental health. And I remember calling the girl. I called the phone number, and she goes, Dianetics, Modern Science of Mental Health. And I said, wait a minute. You guys are 100% against mental health, because they are. And I know people who are dead, who committed suicide because they couldn't get the mental health help that they needed. And she's like, well, Dianetics, Modern Science, Mental Health. It's like, oh, pathetic. But they are the definition of pathetic in many ways. Okay, so what is this? The one who kept trying to get a rise out of the BBC reporter. Yeah, that was Tommy Davis. That was him. And I think he's out of it, I think. How much will the new set of books cost? I have no idea. I know the old ones were thousands. So, they were a couple thousand, I think, each. So I have no idea how much they're going to be, but we'll know soon. Imagine your freeloader bill after 1,000 years. For anyone who doesn't know, if you join the Sea Org, first of all, they promise you everything when you join the Sea Org. You're going to get the whole bridge. We'll give it to you because you're going to be helping us, right? And you're like, oh, okay. I didn't join the Sea Org for that, but a lot of people do. Then they train you on what they need, right? Whether it's auditing or an ethics officer or a gardener or whatever, they train you on it. And Hubbard had tech on all this shit, how to wash a car, whatever. He had shit on it. And then if you leave the Sea Org, they give you this huge bill for thousands of dollars. You have worked, Sea Org guys work and slave day and night for years, often years. And then they're sent now to the RPF, where they have to run around a pole and other shit, that Hubbard came up with, and then Miscavige has continued, and it's even worse. And then they give you a bill when you leave, and people think they need to pay it. And I'm here to tell you, you do not need to pay it. It's a phony. The billion-year contract is not a real contract. They cannot hold you to that money. They can pound you and call you and say it, but you can go get an attorney for not that much money who will write them a letter and say, stop it. Or, we're going to come after you, because you owe this person a lot of money, a lot more than what they're saying you owe them. So anyway, you got to get hardcore with them. Yes, Tory DOA helped a man get his life from the cult back yesterday. Good. Excellent. Good to hear. DOA, I heard him say he supports LRH, but something. What was your thoughts on it? Okay, so now we got to get DOA in on this. What are his thoughts on it? Scientology, I'm going to keep going on these questions. If you have a question, write question. What was Tommy Davis and the other reporter? That was Tommy Davis, and the other reporter was John Sweeney, right? It isn't the other reporter. John Sweeney was the reporter. Tommy Davis is the Scientologist. just to clarify that. Many members think Miscavige is an SP and ruined the religion. Okay, you got to talk to a lot of guys that were in before Miscavige, right? Which was me. I got it in 1969. And I would say it was better with Hubbard, but it wasn't great. You know what I mean? The bottom line, the man who said, if you want to make money, start a religion, was L. Ron Hubbard. The man who created, I mean, he started with, it wasn't going to be too bad. It was like some donations and shit like that. And I remember in I think it was late 70s, he came out with the thing, okay, we're going to 3x the prices every so many months. And it was like, what? You know, and he did. You know, it was just like everything went up, 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 up. It just went into this huge money thing. And so I can't say, oh, it was all great with LRH, but, you know, Miscavige fucked it up. Miscavige did fuck it up. There's no question about that. He did. But I don't know that it was really working before then in a good way, because Hubbard was all for money. That was it. So you were still going to be forking out the money. And the auditing, I know, because my husband had a notebook this thick with letters from L. Ron Hubbard. And these aren't letters that somebody else wrote. His parents got it in 1950, and they started donating money to LRH. And he would say, thank you for the $10,000, which in 1950, that was a lot of money. And he would, I don't know if it was 10,000, but whatever thousand it was, he would thank them and he would say, I'm sorry, whatever they did didn't work, but I'm coming up with the next thing. And it was just amazing to go through this notebook. I mean, it was probably like this thick of letters. And it was like every single level. He would say, I'm sorry this didn't work, but I'm coming out with the next thing. I'm sorry this didn't work, but here's the reason why, blah, blah, blah. If you could keep supporting me, I would appreciate it. And people would donate money. So I don't know. You know, I think he had his own, you know, he did really serious, creepy things too. So the Scientology itself is based on, here you go. If you want to make money, start a religion. That's it. So anyway, that's my thing on that. Let's see. K's in the house. Scientology is a criminal organization and laugh at anyone who prays or speaks about God. True. They're very anti-religious. I mean, some people are, I'll just say that because I never laughed at people who were religious. I never did. You know, so public people, I don't know, I can't speak for everyone. I think even some Sea Org guys, you know, so, I mean, in general, I wouldn't say that every Scientologist laughed at people who pray or speak about God, because I didn't, because I just thought they have a right to their religion. Anyway, but Hubbard probably did. Homelessness is a mass implant by L. Ron Hubbard and Mary Sue Hubbard. Really? That's something you believe? Or anyway, hi Tori, hi from Canada. Hello. All right, SPs got their minds working against themselves. That's Scientology. They got their minds working against themselves. Whatever. They've got a million things to try to quote unquote dead agent us. That was Hubbard's thing. Dead agent it. Meaning make it so bad that nobody will listen to them. And they're pretty good at it. But they've failed. It's an epic fail because it just proves how creepy they are once people get behind the curtain. DOA, that guy was real, in my opinion. That's exactly what someone would sound like. Scared, confused, terrified of Scientology, knowing anything about them. Probably true. Probably true. It's sad, but true. Okay. Oh my God. Wait. I've been praying that would happen and missed it. Did he leave? I think someone did. That's what everybody has said. DOA Tori saying, made me how I thought of you. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know if he posted. Let's hit the I think let me just see if there's any questions. If you put a question. Hey there. Where's the question? Is Maxie still alive? I love her song for Phil. Is Moxie still alive? I don't know who Moxie is. So that I don't know. The higher you go, the higher the percentage of SPs. That's right. It's tricky. Okay, so DOA takes over everywhere he goes with just a smile. Yeah, he's kind of a wonderful person. He really is. Wow, you worked at the Dallas org. My sympathies. Okay, he said he supported Elron still. I don't know. Oh, probably the guy that left. He said that he supports LRH still. I pirated the live and the video. Okay, good. Well, that's good. Somebody's got a copy of it. Yeah, daytime tour. Yay. I know I'm not normally a night owl, but I'm trying to do different times. So I'm glad you guys like that. And make sure if you're here that you like this video, because that means a lot to me. It does. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because my subscriptions are going up, which is really, really great. And if you want to donate, please donate, because it'll definitely help. I'm trying to get this new phone I told you. I mean, if you saw me, you know, it's like I need a tripod. I want to get a tripod. I got to get a new phone. I'm not really spending stuff on me. I'm getting stuff that I need, that I really need. I want to get one of those things for on my car, because then I can drive around and show you guys all kinds of cool stuff. So I don't know what it is. So if anybody knows, if you could send me what you recommend for the thing for on a car. I don't know if it's on the dashboard or on the window, but Jessica definitely has it. And if you're in touch with her, because I'm sort of in touch with her, but she never answers me. So anyway, I'm trying to find out what she has, because I like her thing, and it seems like she's easily changes from, you know, her to outside. And I think you guys would like it. I could show you some of the old buildings, and it'd just be fun. You know, it'd be different things I could drive around and do. He would need protecting from them after that. Yeah, he will. But we'll help him. You know what I mean? Just whoever's in touch with him. And no question, DOA is doing a great job. I've told him this, I'm kind of anti-screaming at Scientologists, because I've been there where I was a Scientologist and people screamed at me and I never heard anything. So my thing is to try to do it a little softer, you know, because he is a very sweet person, and I think they would be very attracted to the real Scotty. You know what I mean? Like if he wasn't yelling, because if you're yelling, they're just like, okay, whatever, I'm not going to hear it. Now, I could be wrong. So I always say that I don't know. People go, what should we do? And I go, you know, you guys, critics have come up with stuff that I would never, ever do, ever. So I may be really wrong on it. Maybe yelling, they do hear. Do you see what I mean? I don't know. So do whatever you're good at. If he feels good doing that, I'm good with that. Because I'm just proud of him. He's really good. He's been very active. I'm really proud of all the guys that are out there. It's really great. I love them. They're a great group of people. I mean, it's really. I mean, I'm like so honored that I know them. I mean, I just think they're really cool. Like DOA and Jessica. You know, my friend Andrew, who I'm going to have dinner with tonight, was the one who told me about Jessica. And he said, you know, you've got to go on TikTok. And I said, Andrew, you know, I don't do TikTok. And he said, I don't care. Go on TikTok and type in Jessica Pomodessa. And it was the first video I saw of live videos ever. I'd never seen a live video before. And I was like, oh my God. And she was so funny. You know, she was like, do you think you're intimidating me by filming me? I have 20 million followers on TikTok, and they're all worried about your security guard. And I was just like, oh my God. These guys are way out of their league. Not Jessica, but Scientologists. It's like, it was fantastic. And then seeing Streets. I love Streets LA. I love the Chris's. That's what I call them because there's Confident Chris and Chris Without a Hellcat, which I love that nickname. And Mitzi, I now met, and Lara FM. And if I'm just slowly meeting people, different people, but it's like they're just this really cool group of people here in LA. I mean, I'm really honored that I get to be part of it. And it's kind of fun because I'm like the older person. And someone just said, I think the oldest person in our group is 67. And I said, wrong. I didn't post it, but I'm 76. So I'm the oldest person in the organization or any kind of a group at this point, which, some people are like, oh, that's awful. But it is what it is. You're going to be there eventually. That's why I put the purple in my hair. I turned 70 and I thought, no fucking way. I can't be 70. That's just too weird. So I put purple in my hair and I thought people would get mad at me and they'd be like, you're too old to have purple in your hair. But you know what? Tons of people have, every day somebody goes, wow, you have purple in your hair. I love your hair. So anyway, I kept it. So now I'm 76. There you go. And my brother's 78 and my other brother's 83. I mean, we're like old, but and it's funny because, when you're younger, you think, oh yeah, those old people. But you know what? It time slips away and then all of a sudden you're there and it's okay. I mean, I remember when everybody was like, oh God, you're going to turn 50. And to me, it was nothing. 50 was nothing. 60 was nothing. The only time it got weird was when I turned 70. And that's when I put the purple in my hair. And it ended up being very fun. All right. So now wait, somebody's saying something to DOA. Excellent to keep in mind as we are protesting. How are we poised to help if that were to happen? Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing to remember. Okay. Now wait. I think I missed something DOA said. What a guy. Here he is. Ah, there you go. He inspired me to have a better exit plan if that happens again. Good thinking, DOA. See, that's the thing. You got to think of that because we're here going, come on out. We'll help you. Okay, so if someone comes out, what are you going to do? Where are they going to go? It's kind of like we kind of have to think of realistically, because this is going to happen more and more. That's what I think. I mean, this kind of green and rot, they're going to try to push this on these people. And with the combination of the internet and all these live streamers, it's going to happen. We got to be working on it. Okay, let's see if there's any other. This is the person that said, how are we poised to help if that were to happen? It's a good thing. Hey, Carrie Ann. All right. And this is, hey, Tori in chat. My vote is it's a cult. If it walks like a cult and talks like a cult, it's a cult. Exactly. That is true. This is another message to you, DOA. DOA, it takes time for them to realize that it isn't all Miscavige. They think he altered the tech for a couple of years unless they have help to see it's a horrible grift. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of information on the internet. There are independents who they still believe in the tech. They're just against the church. So I figure, it doesn't matter. If that person wants to keep doing that as long as they want to do it, as long as they get their life back together and they start moving, that's a good thing. Because it's like they'll get away from the abuses, which is stopping free speech, breaking up families, medical abuse, fraud, taking their money, making them wrong all the time, all that shit. They get away from the cult. Okay, get a job, start working. You know what I mean? Start meeting new people. There's thousands. This is the biggest secret that Scientologists don't know. There are thousands of friends that you love that are out here like me. And remember, for my friends, you used to love me. You did. And I used to love you. And I still do. I don't have a problem. I'll talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere. Come on over. Okay. DOA says, Chichikana's email helped me realize that I shouldn't have showed him at all. I'm going to put up a billboard on on my van. Okay, that's a good idea. Chichicana's email. Okay, what was the email, DOA? Because I don't know that email. Help me realize that I shouldn't have showed him at all. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm going to put a billboard up on my van. I'm all for that. And that will be a really good thing. Okay, here's a question. Chicana. Okay, there you go. Tori, did a lot of people leave when David Miscavige began changing the tech? Yeah, I think so. I mean, that it wasn't, I don't know because I was in. Do you see what I mean? So I can't say, but I know that I've met people since, and a lot of people did leave. Yeah, but it's been an evolution. There's been people that have left for years, way before me. Spanky always laughs at me because I'm like, well, he's still in. I mean, I don't do that anymore, but for a couple of years, I was really like, I just thought everybody was in because they don't tell you. They don't tell you if somebody dies. They don't tell you. I mean, this guy, Steve Miller, used to tell me, Tori, come on over here. And I'd go over, I go, what up? You're not going to believe who's dead now. And I'd go, who's dead now? And he started listing all these people that I knew. They weren't really close friends of mine, but they were people I'd known and been around because of Scientology. And now they're dead. Did Scientology say it? Did they mention it? Did anybody? It's just like, don't say it. Don't talk about it. They're dead. They're gone. Because what does Scientology believe? Well, you just drop your body and you come back next lifetime and pay more money. That's it. They just want to cycle back around so they can, hey, guess what? Welcome back. We got new red and green volumes. They're only like $5,000. That's my guess. They'll probably be $5,000. But it's just a guess. I don't know for sure. So don't quote me on it because I don't know what it is. But it's going to be something, and it's always cycle back around. So, for anybody that was in the cult, come on out. There's a lot of your friends. You would be stunned at how many of your friends are out. Okay, so K is in the house. Okay, and K is who? I'm bad at this. I don't know how to do this. K. Arkansas Flamingo. I love that nickname. 162 likes. Mine there's 259 people in the house. Okay, thank you for letting me know that. So there's a bunch of people who didn't like it. Come on, you guys. It takes a second. You just click the thing. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. I got to click this new comments and see if there's new comments. Okay. I'll be 59 soon. Crazy how fast it all seems to be going. Don't worry about it, though. It just for me, it just gets better. That's all there is to it. You just have to just keep living your life. That's it. Don't forget about the like button. Thank you. 260 in the chat. Woohoo. I know. Yeah. 260. That's good. I mean, for me, I'm just happy you guys are here. You're a coolest lady. Thank you. And happy St. Patty's Day to all of you. Because my mother was a big fiend of any kind of holiday. She'd have green everything. I mean, this looks blue, but it actually is sort of green. It's not really very green. It was my attempt. But my mom had, probably like green cookies. And, if we had, I don't know, everything. She was crazy. She was so much fun. She really was. She really was a fun person to have as a mom when we were little kids. All right, now here's the thing for DOA. Your king's cape. Oh, yeah, that's right. He has a cape. All of your outfits are so lovely. That's true. I really like that. I do. I got to get a cape. That's a good idea. I do have a few things, and this is one of them that is very important. In DOA, you got to get some classes like these because this is Scientology. People can say, what is Scientology? You go, that's it. Bingo. That is it. Let me know if you need help on putting up the billboard. All right, this person said that. Oh, Phil Jones. Hi. Is this the Phil Jones? All right. You know, if you put up the billboard up on your van, yeah, that'd be cool. I know Phil thought of that. You know, I mean, I'm not saying he thought of your thing, but he talked to me, or I think I talked to him. I can't remember, but we were talking about putting it on vans. But it was like, all right, who's going to drive it around all the time? And then someone yesterday mentioned we could get stickers and then we could all have them. You know, we could put them up on vans. So that's a possibility too. You know, you could do it, but we could, the more people that do it, the more it's going to get around. Just like this live streaming. I mean, look at it's out of control. Okay, you blocked someone. Who did you block? Okay, you blocked someone anyway. I guess it was somebody. Purple and whatever, up your life and hair all you want. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Believe me, I'd have a hard time getting rid of my purple at this point. Lizzie, were you not part of Scientology? And if so, you've been declared, or are you still part of the organization? Okay, so there's somebody named Lizzie. I'm trying to find this just to understand what, because once I hit post, then it's all gone. So let's see, where's Lizzie? I don't see her. Ellie, Grimm. Okay. Anyway, they must have banned her because I don't see her. But thank you. If she was creepy, I appreciate it. I don't know how they banned him on my site. That's kind of weird. How did that happen? Steve Amber Miller? Is Steve and Amber Miller out now? I don't know Amber. I just knew Steve Miller. And the Steve Miller I knew, I don't know. He's never contacted me. Ah, there's 361 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Corn Freak. I love that. Thank you for letting me know. Hi, Tori from Ireland. Ooh, you lucky dog. It's St. Patty's Day. I love Ireland. Oh, except I froze to death. That was the only thing. I was so cold there. Oh, my God. Just watched a documentary on Amazon that you were in today. Very enlightening. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you. What can you say what the documentary is? Because I know of nothing, Mom. Let me know. Let me know the name. And before I just as age is just a number. Yeah, for sure. It is. I mean, it's nothing. I mean, all of us are basically 18, let's face it. You know, and the rest of it's all, you know, okay, whatever you want to say. But, you know, it's like most people in their minds, in their hearts, they're 18, 20, you know, 25 at the most. You know, so okay, I'm 76. To me, I love being 70 turned out to be great. It's a really great time to live. Because for me, and my brother said the same thing, it's sort of like all the stuff that you've worried about all of your life, it's over. You know, it's like you're 70. You don't know how much longer you're going to live, but you're not going to keep worrying about that same shit. You know, it's just like, I don't care. This is me. Take it or leave it. If you don't like it, that's the way it is. And I've always been that way, but I had things I would worry about. Now I don't. It's just like, that's the way it is. Take it or leave it. Okay. There was a funeral at the Portland org today. Okay, I remember I've been out since 2000. Any info on that they may have went? Okay, surprising the amount of people showed up for it. Okay, so it was probably an opinion leader. Like I said, they have funerals for the opinion leaders or someone well thought of in the group. And then a lot of people come. And so you think, well, we have funerals, but they don't realize for that one person that had the big funeral that everybody went to, there's probably 20, 30 people that died that have worked their asses off in Scientology for years, and nothing was said about them. So I'm not impressed with the Portland org because I know there were many people that died there that they said nothing about. And until they handle that, not a big deal for me. And sure, a lot of people do go because they never go to funerals, right? You know, it's sort of like, wow, people don't die here. Oh, yeah, they do. They die a ton. I went and talked to Dr. Dank, who was L. Ron Hubbard's doctor. And I said, what the hell is going on here? And he said, what, Tori? And I said, people are dying in droves and nobody knows about it. I only knew because of Steve Miller. That was it. And he was cramming officer. So all the auditors had to go through them, and all the auditors heard all the shit from all the people. And they would say, oh, so and so died, and this and that. And so Steve had this list, and he had to tell somebody. So he'd tell me. God knew that I'd be on YouTube telling the rest of the world. But anyway, now I forgot what my question was. There was a funeral. You talked about the funeral. And so I asked Dr. Denk, what the hell is going on? That all these people are dying. And he said, Tori, come in my room. He shut the door. And he said, okay, I'm going to tell you something I don't tell most people. Every Scientologist who has come through here, which that's the only place they went, who's tried to handle cancer naturally, is dead. Some of them who did some medical, some natural, some lived, some died. Those are our statistics. That is it. So to me, it just blows my mind. This was in, I think, the late 80s, early 90s, right? And you'd think in this time I've watched, that was part of my waking up. My brother David said, you know, Tori, I know every time I talk to you, one of your best friends has died. And he said, I know one person who's dead. That's it. That's the only person I know who's dead. And you know a cast of thousands. Every time I talk to you, another person, another friend, another person, another 5 people have died. What's up? You know, that's all he said. You know, he was really good at waking me up because it was just like a little bit. That's why I say, you know, just plant a seed, go away. Plant a seed, go away. You know, because it sticks with you. And thank you very much for saying that. I'm happy you're here, Tori. Thank you. I am too. I'm happy you guys are here. Thank you for your holiday videos back in the day. Hey, you are welcome. Well, happy St. Patty's Day. That's from my mom. I mean, she was the queen of that kind of thing. Yeah, bingo. That was Yachty. Yep. If anybody missed that, I'll tell it more than one time. But anyway, I see some great merchandise ideas. Ooh, okay. Send me a thing or something, or send it to DOA because he'll get it. I don't know. You can send me an email, but you have to say YT. You know, put the Y and the T in parentheses. Put YT and then whatever it is. And then I'll see it on email. Otherwise, I get spammed to death. Scientology knows it. They just keep spamming me all the time. I know other people get spammed, but you got to see mine. I mean, just like DOA, you kind of have to see it to go, oh my God, I can't believe you have 5 million views or something. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and to see how feeble I am at computers, it's kind of a miracle. But anyway, I get by one way or the other. My thing is persistence and determination are omnipotent. And that's it. And Scientology can't get me away from that. It's like, Okay, so why are you on here talking about DOA? Why even cause problems? What he's doing now is doing a great thing. Maybe you should come help him. Or better yet, just go away. I don't think you're talking about me. You're talking about somebody else who's talking about DOA. Yeah, you're right. If somebody's talking against him, go fuck yourself. That's what I have to say about that. He's my friend. Would you bless me with clarity, opportunities, knowing what to do? I wish you luck on this. I would say get the 4 agreements and start with that. You know, it's like I don't have any superpower to bless you with anything. You've got to do it. You've got to bless yourself with that, because you can bless yourself with clarity, opportunities, and knowing what to do. And keep listening to people that do know about that. Go to TED Talks and type in clarity, type in opportunities, type in knowing what to do, and listen to people that speak about it and tell about it. I'm not going to pretend I do, because I don't. but I know a little bit, but not tons. But there's people on the internet that do, and they're really good at what they talk about. And oh, I see. There was a troll that was here. Well, thank you for letting me know that. Hey, Carrie Ann. All right. Now let's see. I'm not sure what this is. That was so smart and helpful to people. No red tape. A few delays to get what's owed to them. Okay. I guess that wasn't. I'm sorry I did that because I'm not supposed to do that. If there's an ad sign, you're talking to somebody else. So, okay. Scientology offers conditional. Exactly. That's right. They have conditional. That's very good. That's very good. Thank you, Martha. That Scientology offers conditional affinity, not love. I'm going to write that down because I'll forget it. And that's a really good thing. Can you send that to me? Could you send that to me with the YouTube thing? I'm just going to put Scientology conditional affinity, not love. That's really a good quote because that is so true and so spooky, when you kind of think about it. Now, as public, we had a lot of love. Me and my friends, and certainly my husband and my son. I mean, there was a lot of love that we had. It wasn't just conditional affinity. It wasn't. But I think within the church, it's conditional affinity, not love. They don't love anybody, and it's conditional on what could it possibly be a conditional thing on? You got it. That's it. The more money you donate, the more they love you. It's like, oh, Tori's here. When I had money, Tori's here. She's going to buy blah, 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 that kind of thing. Very, very conditional. But that's the way they are. They don't really, the church certainly doesn't have love. Individuals, I think, have a lot of love. I do. I know a lot of people that, they love their family. They love their friends. They don't love the Church of Scientology. No, you're right on that. Okay. I know my mods can ban. I just don't, I didn't think I had any mods that were here today. So that's why I was like, not sure how that person banned that person because I didn't know they were a mod. But if they could send me a little thing saying I am one of your mods, because I didn't know that, I would appreciate it. And again, put in YouTube parentheses in the email, or somehow, if you're on Facebook, send me a private message. That's the best way. Did you close your lives with, what did I do? Did you close your lives with TikTok? David Miscavige is on our side. Do you close your lives with TikTok? David Miscavige. Oh, time is on our side. Yeah. I don't. Did you close your lives with TikTok? David Miscavige, time is on our side. I've said it forever. But I said it mostly to ex-Scientologists so that they would come out and talk, because it was like they were all terrified of Scientology, and I wanted them to know time is on our side. Truth is on our side. So you're fine to speak out. I do have a mod at this point, thanks to DOA, because I had 4 of them, but he said, no, I just have one for right now. So I have one. And I sent her a message saying I'm doing a video, but I know she's with her family today. So I said, I understand if you're busy, because I got to meet her yesterday. She gave me these earrings. Isn't this sweet? Really pretty. She has a really beautiful jewelry. Tori, we take it you're a rock star. We take it you're a rock star. All right, good. Thank you. Any news on a new phone? No, I don't have any news on that. Try calling your service providers and ask if any of them deals with iPhones for current customers. Okay. All right. I will. And somebody's turning 50. Corn Freak, congratulations. That was a big shock for me because it was so simple. It was nothing. It's like when we were little kids, people my age, they had, I don't know, I forget what. It was some big party because you're getting older. And, I turned 50. I mean, that's a whole different thing, but I was working for a Scientology company and it ended up being a nightmare. But luckily, I left that group because they do very creepy things. You're welcome for the chat, my Tony. Oh, hi! I didn't know you were here. Could you check with my Tony and what's her name? Tell me who it is. It's my Tony, and she's with. I just forgot it. No, wait. I think I have it here. Let's see. What do you? Let's see. I can't remember her name because she won't. I haven't talked to her yet. My Tony. I don't know where I put it now. I put it in a different book. Anyway, whoever you are with, that lady, I really like her and I listen to her a lot. And I apologize that I can't remember her name. I think it starts with an N or a K. I don't know. Let's see if somebody else knows. Wait, let's go down here. No. Over the Hill Party. That's right. That's what they were called. Over the Hill Parties. Happy birthday, Corn. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Natalie. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Purple Light. Thank you. Hey, Carrie Ann. Thank you, Curious Wednesday. Thank you. Hey, Carrie Ann. Christina. All right. Sally. Oh, thank you, guys. Bless your hearts. That's right. So, Natalie. I knew it was an N or a K. Anyway, Natalie, my Tony, if you're still on, I want to talk to her. I do. Because anyway, I don't even want to get into it. I want to talk to her. I have some things I want to talk to her about. So if you could ask her to call me or somehow contact me, that would be really good. But I'm glad you're helping her. That's really great because I know you're a big help to her. Now let's see. What is this? Tori, I can be a part-time mod if you'd like. I'm a mod for Pearl Snapper. Martha. Okay. Probably yeah. Let me just write it down. Your Martha. Is that how I would contact you? Martha Simmons. Okay. So part-time. Okay. All right. Let me check with DOA, who's helping me with that. I love that sweater, Tori. You have such classy taste. Thank you. I know someone gave it to me who is now dead, believe it or not. She had diabetes. If any of you have diabetes, you've got to take it seriously. I told her, I said, you're going to die. You're going to die really young because you're eating sugar all day and croissants all day and about this much protein as my thumb and no vegetables or fruits. And she did. Spanky said, I think she's I think she's dead. We can't get through to her. And she said, I'm going over there. And I said, all right, call me. Let me know. I didn't think she was dead. She was dead. She's dead as a doornail. I went over there. It was like, oh my God, spooky. But anyway, she gave me this top for my birthday a few years ago. And Lee, I hope you're okay. I miss you. We all miss you. I love our little chats. Thank you. I do too. I really do too. Now, this is somebody talking to somebody else. Hey, Tori, happy Sunday. Happy St. Patty's Day. All right. How dumb to think. Okay, that's somebody talking to somebody else. No, Tori, I wasn't talking about your sweet lady. I was talking about a DOA troll. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. Tori can hold her own all the time. Doesn't need help from YouTube losers. Well, certainly creepy ones. No, I don't. I definitely am happy to have you guys here. Okay, so DOA is getting through to some of the captives and they don't like a potential money maker walking out the door. So let's remember, how do you know if Scientology is a religion or a cult? Number one, you got to keep paying money. And it's money all the way. It's like a triangle all the way up. And it just keeps getting more expensive. And if you're in Clearwater, Florida, and you're at the organization and you happen to see this video, walk out the door. You have that freedom per the Constitution. Okay, it's called free speech. And you don't have free speech in Scientology, and you know it, and I know it, and all the people online here know it. It's like you don't. You have to keep paying and paying and paying. And that's because L. Ron Hubbard said, if you want to start a religion, if you want to make money, start a religion. I should start a religion. I really should. I've said it forever to different ones of us ex-members. Yeah, Natalie Webmaster. Thank you. I love the touch of purple. Thank you. I do too. That's when I turned 70 or 80. Here's a question. Tori, remove any apps on your phone that say cache cleaner. Those apps are spamming you. Okay, I don't know that I have any of those, but let me write it down. Okay. I don't think I do. I don't think I have any apps that have that. But if I do, I'll look when we're done with this. And thank you. Thank you for your compliment on the earrings. That's because of Love It. I met her yesterday. We had fun. She had these two cute little doggies. I felt really bad afterwards. I thought we should have made a video, but we were just so busy, being in touch with it. And here's a funny thing. We're at Patty's, which is a restaurant here in Toluca Lake. And all of a sudden, this guy starts singing. He's just screaming, quote unquote, singing. And we kind of lean around like, what the hell's going on? And he keeps singing and he's screaming. He's basically screaming. And I'm just shocked that the restaurant, we were outside because she had the dogs, right? But I'm kind of shocked the restaurant doesn't come and say, look, get out of here, or at least stop singing, which he wasn't really singing. He was screaming, right? And okay, someone said, be careful with the mods. Talk to DOA. It can become a nightmare. I know. That's why I said I'm going to go through DOA. I understand that. So this guy's screaming. And it's very awkward. And we're trying to, meet each other. And you can hardly hear. So finally I go, that's it. I'm going to go handle it. And I walk over to the guy who's, really loud. And it turns out there's a table between us. And they go, yeah, apparently the guys sitting at that table don't even know him. He just pulled up a chair at the end of their table and he's screaming. So I go, excuse me, I need to talk to you for a minute. And I said, I understand you're singing, but could you take your singing down the street? Because I'm an older person. I can't hear very well. And I'm meeting a person for the first time. And it's very important that I hear what she says. And I can't hear at all with what you're singing. And he goes, oh, I'm really sorry. I'll lower it down. And he basically stopped. It was really great. And he even came back at the end and apologized. He said, I'm really sorry for that. And the waitress came over and thanked me. And, it was just like, it was a really good thing. So that's the thing I always try to remind people. We can do things. Do you see what I mean? Like some people will do nothing on that. But even Love It said, wow, that was great. You really did nail it, but it's an educational thing. That's my thing. If you understand how bad Scientology is, if you understand every single level of Scientology is money, that's what it is. That's their religion, money. That's it. They can make it sound as great as it is. Tom Cruise is in it. John Travolta is in it. All this other shit. But all of it is money. That's what it is. It boils down to you're paying money, and it doesn't really work that well for most people. They'll say it does because you're not allowed to say it doesn't. If you say it doesn't work, you're off to ethics. And that's a whole different thing. So anyway, there you go. All right, so let me see. Oh, good. Good to know. Natalie definitely wants to talk to you and do an interview. Oh, that'd be good. I want to do an interview with her too. I've never done, I've been dying to learn how to do an interview with people, where you have the two screen thing for 4 years and no one will teach me. So it's like, I think I'm almost there with DOA. I think we've got it where I've almost got it. But I really, really want to be able to interview other people. It's one of those things. And anyway, all right. So remove any apps from your phone. Okay, so I'll look at that. I don't think that's it though. I love it. Okay, all right, good. So I think we're almost, sometimes living in the moment is more important than recording. Sometimes living the moment is more important than recording. Obviously. I don't know. I don't know if am I missing something there? Sometimes living the moment is more important than recording. Yeah, I think you're right. Of course, living the moment is it. That's it. I'll tell you a thing on living the moment. A lot of people do multitasking, right? And I saw this lady who said, there's a lot of people trying to do multitasking, but I'm going to tell you something. It's First of all, it's basically doing a lot of things poorly. So you're better to just go back to doing one thing, finish it, another thing, finish it. I mean, it's different if, we're on the phone and I'm like deleting photographs I don't like. That's you could call that multitasking. But when you're really on the phone and trying to be on the internet talking to someone, it's not going to work. It's screwy and it's not good on your head either. So there you go. I forget what brought that up. Sometimes living in the moment. Okay. All right. Good. True. All right. Uh-huh. All right. Now let me just see. Are there any other questions? Please put question if you do. I'm passionate about the topic as a survivor of Christianity. Okay. All right. Good. It's all child grooming for military. Okay. My mother's dead, so I have no mother. Okay, I mean, a lot of people's parents are dead. My dad died when I was 51. I was 22. He was 51 years old. And I'm sorry you don't have a mom, but like my aunt pointed out to me, even with my mother being alive, she said, really, most of your life, you haven't had a mom. Because she was alive, but that's a whole different issue. She was great as a child. So I always say I'm like a house with the best foundation you could ever have. And the rest of it's, you know, in stages, right? Because she didn't help a lot. But I get it. It's kind of a drag because you hear people who do, but you're fine as it is. And that's the truth. You are. You're fine. You're probably better. I mean, you're not better with her dad, but you're fine. And you're here. And there's a lot of wonderful people in the world. 104. Wow. Her mom would have been 104. I can't even add that up for my mom. It's too much. Tori is a very special person. Been watching her on YouTube for years. Wow. And this is Martha Simmons. All right. Okay. I'm with you on being protective. Okay, good. Good. Well, DOA will have to come over here and we will see. Sorry for your loss. Yeah, me too. Mine has dementia, so I've lost her too. That's what happened to my mom. She had dementia. And my mom was really weird. She got really weird towards the end. But, it happens. It is what it is. I mean, my thing, I thought maybe I have dementia because I can't remember anything, right? But I've had this since 1972 when they sent me out of the Sea Org, took me off my medicine. I had all those grand mal seizures. And so what you see now is the same I've had since the 70s. Whereas now my older friends are getting older in age, and that is a part of aging, is you can't remember. And they're like, God, I can't remember this name. And I'm like, welcome to my world. Because to me, it's like I've been all alone for years with I can't remember it. But now they're all catching up to me. So it's kind of fun. But I asked my doctors and my MD started laughing. He said, Tori, someone with dementia would never ask that question. And my neurologist said, no. It's just because you've had all those seizures. That seizures directly affect your memory. So that's what it is. Well, this is nice what this person said. I'm very sorry to hear this. My father had it. Oh, and it's very sad. Yeah, it's hard to see your parents, dwindle away. It really is. It's a difficult thing. Have you ever been on the free winds? I have. That's a whole different story, and I will tell it on a video because it's worth it. But yes, I have. Not to do OT8. I was there to talk to my husband, but it was an experience, another Scientology nightmare for Tori Bizazian at the time. That was when I was married. Okay, I took care of my arm 24/7. Good for you. Wow, that's very kind. She died. Aw, that's nice. Aw. Yeah, they're debilitating. They are. But you know what? She died in your arms, and that's a blessing in itself. It really is. I mean, I think it's really, you've got her memories. My dad died really young, and I will tell you guys this. This is the greatest thing if you have family members who die young. My dad died when we were kids. We were 22 and 23 and 4 years older than that. And my mother made up these scrapbooks. Now, my dad was a celebrity, so there were news articles about him, and tons of people sent cards and letters and all kinds of shit, right? And she made these scrapbooks for each one of the kids with photographs and all the articles and letters, copies of letters and cards and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was truly wonderful. I love it. I really do. I'll show it to you one day. But anyway, that's what she did. Now, one of my dear friends, their son, shot himself to death. And he was, I don't know, a young man. And so I told her about the scrapbook, and she said, Tori, these are all kids. They're not going to write a card. He's not a celebrity. They're not going to have any articles about him. And of course, we were in Scientology at the time. So it was just, swept under the rug. And so I said, you know what? Ask them. Ask them to just write one thing they remember about James. And you know what? She got tons of wonderful stories because we realize people will write things they will never say in person, but they'll write them. And she got all these great stories about him, and we made a scrapbook, and we put all kinds of drawings in it. And I said, you can write a letter to James if you want, because a lot of people who lose someone, they never got to finish what they wanted to say to them. I said, write it. Put it in the scrapbook. So she did. She started writing letters to him. It was like so sweet. And I wrote him a letter, and it was very, very sweet. So it's sort of like that's another thing you can do. And I especially, like my mother thought, okay, if you guys have grandkids, this way the grandchildren will know your grandfather. I mean, your father, their grandfather, because he won't be around. So I thought it was very thoughtful and it was very kind. Anyway, it's another way. All right, you guys. So, did the Sea Org have a themed meal? Wait, did the Sea Org have themed meals for holidays? I don't know. I'm curious if they did activities to build group morale. I think they do, excuse me, some stuff. Not much, but I think they do just for PR reasons. Do you see what I mean? It's not really to build the morale as much as it is to, make it seem like they're a wonderful group, So I don't know about St. Patty's Day. That's a good question. I doubt it because they don't have that many Irish that are in Scientology, I don't think. I don't remember them making a big deal about it, but last night I saw they had things on. So I'm going to go check it tonight and see if they have a party. And Osa, I'm going to be there so you can have your little weirdos out. Anyway, DOA, if you want to go tonight, let me know because they might be having a party. We could go, but I won't be going until I'm going to dinner with Andrew, so it'll probably be 7:30ish, 8. So there you go. Anyway, Martha Simmons, we're all sorry about your loss. Let's see what you said. My point was, don't be so quick to judge. You do not know where people are coming from. This confirms my warning to Tori about mods. Okay. Arthur Simmons, I'm sorry about your loss. My point was, don't be so quick to judge. You don't know where people are coming from. This confirms my warning to Tori about mods. Okay. Well, anyway, I appreciate it. They seem to have an agenda behind everything. Scientology does for sure. They do. And it's money. Bye, Tori. Lots of positive vibes and love being sent your way. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all of you guys. Okay, now here's this. Oh, she's talking to her. Okay. I got my narcissistic mother with advanced dementia. Truly a challenge of a lifetime. Sounds like it. All right, so I'm going to do my last thing. How do you know if Scientology is a religion or a cult? And study cults. You can look up on YouTube what is a cult, and really study it, and then you'll know. You'll see all the things. There's very specific things that there are only 9 things that really define a cult. And if you find them and you learn them, you'll never get suckered into one. And don't think you're too smart to not get suckered into them, because that's what one of the academics said that study cults. He said, they're good at what they do. And, people, the worst is people who think it'll never happen to them, because anybody can get suckered into a cult if they're in the wrong place, excuse me, at the wrong time. Okay, now I can't see out of this. I got to make sure I set down my water. Okay. Love Never Sleeps. Okay, that's a good book, she said to read. All right, here's a question. Tori, the way you open live streams makes me want to look up footage of your dad on TV. It's like a sportscast. You think you have his style? Well, I think I have my dad's style and my grandfather's. My grandfather was mostly it. That's my dad, 44. That's why it's Tori Magoo, 44. And Magoo, I used to call him Magoo because he was funny on TV. But I don't know. I don't know if the footage, he was, excuse me, he was broadcasting football. So it's not quite the same thing. My grandfather was the one telling the stories. And I told you, the one that I remember that scared the shit out of us, and it still is spooky to this day, even though my son laughs at it and he goes, nah, that would never happen. But his thing was, my grandfather told us, he grew up in North Dakota, and he told us that, you have to hear the story, but he was a great storyteller. And he told us that his teacher was eaten by wolves. And we were like city kids, and we're like, your teacher was eaten by wolves? And my grandfather was a doctor. So, we thought, he's not going to lie to us. Your teacher was eaten by wolves? We were just like, it was stunning to us. But you have to hear the story. He was like a really good storyteller, and he knew how to build it up. And we were all in bed, we're like ready to go to sleep. We were staying at their house at like Christmas or something. His teacher was eaten by wolves. And he knew when to emphasize stuff and when not. It scared the death out of us. I saw my cousin recently, and I said, to this day, my son has said, wolves don't eat people. That's period. Hardly ever, unless they're starving to death or something. And anyway, it was just one of those things where, I said to my cousin, to this day, I still think about it. Yeah, I know it didn't happen, but he was a really good storyteller. Really good. All right. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's see. Thank you for the wonderful stream, Tori. We love you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. Anyway, I've been talking too long. I'm sorry. God, this was 2 hours and 23 minutes. I apologize. I got to keep it shorter. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's just what it is. And we get going, and then that's what happened. I wanted to answer all the questions that came out. But I should probably do a thing where you have to ask a question, or I'm not going to say anything, I think. How common is it for the church to banish someone like a guy? Wait, let's see. How common is it for the church to banish someone like a guy from the other night? And for which reasons did they do that? You have to remember, I've been out for 24 years. I don't know. They never banished anybody that I knew of. But remember, Scientology is like a totalitarian system where the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. So that could have been happening while I was in, and I didn't know about it. A lot of stuff happened while I was in that I didn't know about. So I don't know. If he said it, I kind of think it's true. I don't think he'd make it up. Okay, you are great at Tori Magoo 44. Never apologize for being you. Okay. All right. We're good. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming. Happy St. Patty's Day. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day and week, because it's almost a new week. All right. So I'm going to end this and send you guys. Wait, I gotta end it correctly. Happy St. Patty's Day. And if you see this and you're in Scientology, the way out is the nearest door. Don't forget that. All right. Cheers.